From Dr. Wu, I have not 1, not 2, not 4, but 12 figures to go over with you, to review, have fun with, and, well, unbox these suckers and see if you like them. So we have this set, which is Star Shuttle and Red Tank, aka Scourge and Warpath. We have 2 Star Shuttles in a pack, basically supposed to be sweeps. We have another Star Shuttle, along with a purple tank, who I guess is the Shattered Glass version of Warpath. We have Shifu, I don't know what that means, and Green Tank, who's basically Treds, the infiltrator from another universe, from the Gobot universe. Plus clear versions of Wasp and Space Disc. I said disc. Basically Bumblebee and Cosmos. And then gold versions of Spray Drift and Skyglider, or Seaspray and Powerglide, as if they've been covered in electro. A lot of figures, and we're gonna go through them. There's some duplicates in here, so I'm probably not gonna go through the posability on all of them, but I love Dr. Wu stuff. They're great. They're the size of the original world's smallest Transformers that actually transform, but the posability is awesome. And these are some great characters that they are paying homage to, so we're gonna have some fun with Dr. Wu. Now, if you're new to the channel, I'm Captain Kyle. I do not have a doctorate. And if you've been watching for a while, you know I'm Captain Kyle. What you might not have known, I didn't have a doctorate, but do I look like I have a doctorate? Don't answer that. But we're gonna have some fun with all these figures. So what are we waiting for? Oh wait, be right back. All right, so let's start off with our Red Tank and Star Shuttle. Because zip, bam, pow, wow, I've wanted a Warpath for a while now. And of course, I will put links to these guys in the description so you can add to your own Wu collection. And these work great if you want to set up some of your Titan bases like Metroplex and Fort Max and Triptychon, Black Xeric, Scorponok. If you happen to have Grand Maximus, having these guys, they scale very nicely with those particular Titans. By taking them out, I first of all drop this little thing, which is a gun, which I imagine is for Space Shuttle, aka Scourge. They have instructions, they have cards, collector cards. The only Transformer cards, or Transformer related cards I have, well, I have the full set of Beast Wars cards from Japan during the Beast Wars. But other than that, I'm not a big card guy. I should probably, though, stick these in a card case or something. We'll see. But anyway, let's get these guys out now. Red Tank, aka Warpath, is in his vehicle mode, in plastic here. And Space Shuttle is in his robot mode, again in plastic. They do some nice packaging for these guys. Now, let's put the box away. But I mean, they do have nice artwork on the box, and they do show them in their robot modes on the back. So Dr. Wu does some good things with the packaging. But let's get them out of these little plastic bags. I'm assuming because Warpath actually has a huge gun on his chest, this gun here is for Space Shuttle. And I'm putting them on the turntable of doom so you can take a look at them from all sides. Okay, get rid of these plastic bags and open up this one, which is sealed. The other ones just weren't sealed. I'm assuming like the Optimus, it goes over his hand, and yes, it does. So Space Shuttle is armed and dangerous. I don't know if there's a place for it in his vehicle mode. You have instructions, so we'll check those. So let's take a look at the instructions real quick, just to see if there's anything that I'm missing about the robot modes or the vehicle mode in this case. And Space Shuttle's instructions show him in his current mode, in his robot mode, transforming into his Space Shuttle mode, Space Spider mode. Whereas Warpath show him in robot mode, going into the mode that he's in right now. So that's a frequent thing where they don't always have the right things, but I can look at the directions and do it in reverse. So, Space Shuttle first. You can see he's got these sweep style wings and they can actually move up. It's pretty cool. He is posable enough to possibly, if you maneuver it correctly, basically means pointing the ball joints up. He can do a full Jean-Claude Van Damme. It's nice. Of course, you have to twist around the ball joints to get his legs back into a normal configuration. But there you go. And I'm gonna take the gun off just so it doesn't go flying and hit me in the eye, because that would suck. Ankle swivels does not appear to have ankle, wait. He does have ankle swivels. My apologies. Just a little stiff because it's a brand new toy. So very generous ankle swivels. Kicking forward is not his best move. I mean, he can do it, but it's not very high. Kicking back, about the same. Sidekick, he can do a pretty high sidekick if you use both legs. He does bend at the knee, but it's a little less than 90 degrees. But he actually has a swivel at the knee, which is nice. He twists at the waist, all the way around. I'm trying to make sure that my fingers don't cover up stuff that I'm trying to actually demonstrate. His arms could potentially go all the way around, except he's blocked by his own wings. He can bend at the elbow. He does have a swivel. His arms can go out to the side. So good posability there. His head all the way around. So very nice version of Scourge, aka Space Shuttle, that I don't know, you might want to have him flying around Unicron. I think he's still a little bit too big, but can definitely use him to steal Trypticon. From the tip of his head gun to his feet, he is 2 1/4 inches tall. So pretty cool. Take a quick look at Warpath, aka Red Tank. I do love Dr. Wu's stuff. Imaginative with names, they are not. But he is a tank. His turret will adjust the attitude, or it will elevate. Apparently it turns all the way around, which is nice. There are no faux wheels underneath, so there's going to be no roll test. But he looks pretty good. He is a tank. Even has little headlights, so he can see what he's about to shoot. All right, again, Space Shuttle has a gun. Looking at the instructions, there is no place for it when you are putting him into his vehicle mode, but that's fine. If you've ever worked with G1 stuff, you know that that's pretty normal. Basically, it shows, pushing down the toes, moving down his heel/cone face things, turning these in so that they can lock together. The transformations are not difficult usually with Dr. Wu. They're pretty simple, but they can be very clever. And again, with all the posability, not complaining. So the legs are together. And here is Honor, who is a big fan of Transformers, but apparently doesn't like tanks. So the instructions seem to basically show doing something with the arms, but it doesn't seem to do anything. So we'll just try, mystery solved. It wants these posts on the arms pointed upwards. I'm sorry, it's really hard to tell. May actually be downwards. Okay, you gotta spin them at the waist, put this down, and as you're putting it down, you can put the wings in, lock them into place, and there are little posts in there. The directions are not 100% perfect, but we're getting there. It would appear that the arms do move up a little bit, so if you pull them up and then you swing them down with that little post, that should pop into place on the top here, and then you should be able to close the bottom portion. And his head, you want to turn and then push forward so it is appropriately hidden in his vehicle mode. Now there may actually be a way to attach this gun in vehicle mode underneath, but if there is, I can't figure it out right now, so I'll play around with it. But he looks cool as Scourge, and you see a bunch of these coming at you. It's kind of cool. In vehicle mode, he is about almost 2.5 inches long, like just all 2 3/8. 2 3/8. Well, he is cool in this form. Let's put him aside, though. We'll be seeing more of that form. And get to Warpath, who doesn't need a gun because he's got one on it. Yeah. And basically, the transformation, if I'm going in reverse, bend it up like this. Looks like you flip out the head just like the original. Arms attached like so. The instructions are really not that helpful, but apparently there are plates in the front of the tank that you flip open, move the feet down, and then you can close them. The side so he has feet. The treads detach to go underneath his arms. This plate in the back moves forward, so his arms are in a normal position. And there he is. Zip, bam, pow, wow. Let's take on those Decepticons. Hey, Blitzwing, thank you. Looking forward to Triple Changer Dr. Wu's. Those will be interesting. Hope they can pull those off. Shut up, Logan. Yeah, pretty cool. Let's check out some posability. He's kind of stout, only about 1 3/4 inches in height, which Autobots are generally shorter than Decepticons to begin with. Full toes up Jean-Claude Van Damme. He does have ankle swivels, kicks forward, kicks back, bends at the knee. It's about 90 degrees. Doesn't go way out there, and it's kind of confusing seeing another tread above it. So swivels. Can he twist at the waist? That he apparently, there is no twisting at the waist. That's a shame, but again, when he's less than 2 inches tall, not going to complain too much. Arms can go all the way around. Bends at the elbow. He's on a ball joint, so it can swivel. Just this tread on the bottom gets in the way. His head, however, does not appear to be able to be turned. Still, it's great to have Warpath, aka Red Tank, to add to the Dr. Wu family. I'm pretty sure I have them all transformed correctly. I like him. Now these two Star Shuttles both come in robot mode inside plastic. They have two blue guns, which is actually the same color as the original Scourges, but there is a difference in the coloration to mark these guys as sweeps. I'm not going to go through the posability because it's the same posability as their leader, but there is a sweep in vehicle mode. Do a nice spin, and to compare to Scourge so you can see the difference, the blue on Scourge is much darker and the white is whiter. This has more of a very light blue, so he's clearly the leader with his sweeps following. So almost tempted to get more sweeps just to have a whole army of them. Very cool. I like it. I'm not going to take out the guns right now, but it is also cool that the guns are a different color, so you know which ones go to which. And they got cards too. Woohoo! Now this is the purple tank, or the Shattered Glass, and he's got a blue gun, another Star Shuttle. Though it does appear to be a slightly darker color blue, and those are the sweeps. This is a clear version of Scourge. I don't know if it's meant to show him being made by Unicron, but he is translucent, and then we have the purple tank next to him. Again, I'm not going to go through posability, but I will show his alt mode, and he does have a very cool deco. And there is Shattered Glass Warpath in his robot mode, and I have to say I do like the brighter colors and the more detail compared to regular Warpath. It just seems a little nicer to me. And this one is clearly Scourge, just in clear. Little spin on the turntable of doom, but two more fine ones to add to my Woo army. I'm getting enough Shattered Glass stuff that I can probably have a total invasion of the Shattered Glass universe and have them attack everybody. Be cool, kind of cool. I like that. Now, just as they did with a Hero is Born set with Hasbro and with other versions, they have used the Scourge mold to make an Alpha Trion. Now, looking at him overall, other than the head remold, there's not really a difference. No need to go through all the posability. Treds is a green tank. But I do have to say the new Age of the Primes Alpha Trion is cool that he's not a remold. Now, there have been other versions of Alpha Trion that weren't recolors and remolds, which is always cool. But I have to say the Titans Returns one's still too animalistic for me. I mean, I know in Transformers 1 they got a little bit more animalistic. And here's Paul. Paul is here to say, hey, you've been ignoring me too long and I'm hungry. You're hungry, aren't you? Hi, Paul. You gonna help with the video? You don't really care that you're on camera, do you? So there is Treds in his robot mode. I have to say of all the tanks, I do like the Shattered Glass one better. Now, Alpha Trion comes with a cat and a staff that has a little crook in it so that you can put it in his hand the same way you could put the gun for Scourge. And Paul has not been trained like Sky to just sit there, so he just knocks over stuff all the time. So there he is with his staff. A very cool version of Alpha Trion. I only included official releases in the Evolution one for the most part. There were some that I did not include. But let's put him in his robot mode and you can help. Yeah, that's right. All right, vehicle mode. I don't know if I said I was going to put him into his robot mode. That would make no sense. But there is Alpha Trion in his vehicle mode. Again, same transformation as Scourge in the sweeps. Slightly different deco. He has some silver here that is not present on Scourge of the sweeps, and his dots are orange, almost blending into the brownish orange that he has. In the back, you can see a slight difference because of the slight difference in the head. But otherwise, same transformation, but a cool version of Alpha Trion in miniature. So I love Paul, but we have two more sets to go through, so I fed him and the other cats. So if you're like, oh, that was a jump? Yeah, that was a big jump because I had to feed them. But they're fed now, and we can go through the last two sets, which are different than what I've shown you previously in this video. This is Space Disc and Wasp, but they are in transparent limited colors. And for some reason, they come with a roller in transparent. I don't know why, but there's a roller. Now, let's take out these guys, who are, again, in plastic, and look pretty cool. Though his head was up, so I had to push it down. I can't guarantee Paul won't come back, because he's over there. But let's see what we can do here. So let's start out with Space Disc, who's got his nice card. And I know I have shown him before. His instructions show him going from robot into this mode, but he's pretty cool. Wasp actually rolls pretty good. But let's get Space Disc into his robot mode. And the transformation is pretty simple. There he is. And again, I do have another video that has the regular colored version of him in there. But just to quickly go through the posability, he can't quite do a full Jean-Claude Van Damme. Because of his ball joints, he has some minor ankle swivels, and he can kick forward with his stubby little legs. He can also kick back. He can somewhat do a side kick. If you use both legs, he can get pretty high. Might be hard to see, but he can bend at the knee. But there doesn't appear to be a swivel. You can swivel his feet because they're on ball joints and not the entire leg. Arms can go all the way around, bends at the elbow. He does not have a swivel on his arm, but his head can turn all the way around. I know I didn't measure him in space disc mode. He's about 1 3/4 inches tall in robot mode. This little roller is about 1 inch long, and Wasp in vehicle mode is about 1.5 inches. So not very large. And I bet it shows, actually, his instructions are in the correct order, showing transforming him from vehicle mode into robot mode. Joints are a little stiff, but there's Bumblebee, aka Wasp, in robot mode. Been on a turntable of doom to show them all angles. And Bumblebee is also about 1 3/4 inches in height. Full Jean-Claude Van Damme. He can also kick forward, he can kick back, side kick, double side kick pretty high. He does have a knee, bends at the knee. Does not really have a swivel. Can swivel it slightly because of the ball joint there. Arms go all the way around, bends at the elbow, does not appear to be any swivel. The head can turn all the way around. But neat, transparent, or ghostly versions of these characters. And again, you get Roller. Don't ask me why, but he's in there. And there's Wasp's card, aka Bumblebee. And lastly, we have the set of Spray Drift and Skyglider, or Seaspray and Powerglide, in gold. They also come with a whole bunch of cassettes. They are in vehicle mode in the package, and the vehicle modes look pretty good. Yeah, the propellers, there's no fake wheels or anything for him. And the ace of the air, Powerglide. Now they have special gold cards, so there is Spray Drift and Skyglider. Skyglider is about 2 inches long in vehicle mode, and his wingspan is like 2 1/8 inches. So pretty cool. And being about 1 inch wide, 2 propellers, he's about 2 inches as well. So again, very cool little transformers that you can put with your Titans. Now Spray Drift, his instructions are reverse, so I just have to follow the directions in reverse. But they are pretty simple, and there he is in robot mode. Or as someone likes to say, robot mode. Had to push that up. He is, again, about 2 inches in robot mode. Full Jean-Claude Van Damme, bends at the knee, can kick forward, just not very high. Kick back, again, probably a little bit higher than the front kick. Can do a split side kick. Now he doesn't really have ankle swivels. He does have some ball joints in his ankles, so you can move it a little bit. Arms can go all the way around, bends at the elbow. He's got a swivel, courtesy of the ball joint. And his head, however, does not seem to turn. Again, what do you expect for a 2 inch tall action figure? Skyglider also has his instructions in the right order, going from plane to robot, so that's nice. But again, a cool looking plane, looks like Powerglide, and while his transformation is a little more complex, it's still pretty simple. Pretty intuitive, in fact. And there's Powerglide in robot mode. One day I'll get his inflection right, and if not, so be it. A lot of respect for him. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll figure it out. So there's Powerglide, barely like 1 15/16 inches tall. He can do a full toes up Jean-Claude Van Damme, again, which is pretty amazing considering his height. Now, no ankle swivels per se, except there's ball joints in the feet, so he's got slight ones. Now, his engines here are supposed to go over to the back, and they don't seem to want to stay, so probably operator error. But I think that's as good as we're gonna get. Kicks forward, kicks back, bends at the knee, not quite 90 degrees, and there's a swivel at the knee courtesy of the ball joint. No twisting at the waist, unfortunately. But the arms go all the way around. He bends at the elbow, no swivel. That is not a ball joint there. His head, well, it ain't moving. Still, a great representation of Powerglide with much more posability than the original. And so we have the Golden Lagoon set of these guys. But wait, there is more. Take these guys out of the plastic. And these are almost like simple blockies because you have to assemble some of them. There's Laserbeak. You have to assemble Ravage. I'm assuming Rumble. He's got his pile drivers. And Frenzy without the pile drivers. He's supposed to be more about sonic strikes. And these assemble so they weren't in that episode. You have a golden ramhorn and a golden steeljaw. So these come as bonuses in this set. So you got a lot of very small, oops, I almost forgot, we got Rat-Bat. You must have come off the sprue. So you've got a lot of very small versions of the cassettes in gold that you can then use with any of your Titans. So there you have them, 12 Doctor Wu figures in miniature, plus 8 bonuses, roller, 7 cassettes. I mean, Doctor Wu does amazing stuff. I gotta say, I love Doctor Wu. And again, links in the description so you can get all these sets. And I think they are a ton of fun. And if you're having fun, by all means, feel free to subscribe to this channel. That'd be awesome. And while you are mulling over these Doctor Wu offerings, there's a whole bunch more in this video over here. You should check that out. And we will see you next time. As always, have fun and good hunting.